Hey, what's up, Operation Liver Team? This is my second or third time trying because I am in a hospital. This isn't my sweet new studio lighting here. This is just an overblown hospital window. Trying to update you guys, and I keep having nurses and doctors and people more important than me come in here, so I'm trying to get this out to you guys as quickly as possible. So I may talk a little fast. I have notes, so you may be seeing me kind of look all around this window like I'm crazy, but it's just to try to keep you guys updated. So I owed you a video on Monday because that was my next GemCis cycle. Obviously I didn't give you a video because I didn't have a GemCis cycle. So that's what today's video is going to be about. What the heck's going on? Where's Justin been? Why didn't he have GemCis? Why doesn't he like us anymore? Did I forget to brush my teeth? I'm sorry. But it is today, Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Spent a couple Thanksgivings here at the hospital. Not necessarily this one, but at hospitals. So it's kind of the right time for my body to act up and just not want to be home, but I actually do because there's some amazing food sitting at home waiting for me to eat it. So I am doing my best to get out there and get home. So let's see here. Day 12. So I am currently at Mayo Clinic, Jacksonville, for my treatment schedule. They believe in a 14-day GemCis cycle, which means every 14 days, every other Monday, I get GemCis, which is the drug of chemo that they use to treat my intrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma. Mayo Clinic has done a bunch of trial studies and has done a bunch of articles and has submitted them to medical journals and said, listen, this 14-day cycle is a little bit better than the 21-day cycle, plus it tends not to give as many side effects, which is debatable for me, but that's the goal. Now, my side effects hit on day 12 every single time, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. I wake up, I feel make some breakfast, and then I'm like, I need to go lay down. I'm starting to get the chills, and then I shake uncontrollably, which generally mixes up all of the breakfast that I just had, and I vomit, and I take some Tylenol, and I take some nausea medicine, and I go to sleep, and I wake up, and I feel decent again. I'm tired. I still sleep a lot that day, but every once in a while I get to go out and, do some normal things, work around the house, decorate for Christmas, do those kind of things the rest of the day, and some days I'm just on my butt and I sleep for 20 out of the 24 hours, and that's just how it goes. So this past Saturday was my day 12, and same thing started happening, but when I woke up the second time and had some lunch, everything started over again. I did not get the relief that I normally get, and I started having massive chills again, and no matter what I put on top of me, I could not stop the chills. I couldn't stop the shaking. I didn't vomit again. I did have a couple dry heaves. I know all this stuff's really probably too much information, but if you're here watching a video about GemCis, this is what you're going to go through, so you need to know it. We called the on-call oncologist at Mayo Clinic. They said, listen, go to Tampa General's ER, do just an infectious disease rundown. We want to make sure there's no infection in there. I know it's not likely, but you need to be checked for infection, because if you come all the way up here Monday and you have an infection, we're not going to give you your medicine anyhow. So that's what we did. Went to the ER probably 7 or 8 o'clock that evening, knew we were going to be there overnight. You're always there overnight for an ER visit. They ended up admitting me the next morning after a bunch of blood cultures, a bunch of blood work, chest CT, MRI, some other tests. The only thing that came back positive, like definitively positive, was called the norovirus. This is also known as the cruise virus. You see outbreaks about this on the news every once in a while because it's very, very fast acting. There's, 100,000 millions of cells that go out, and on a cruise ship where there's no real ventilation and no real place to go to be safe, everybody just gets sick from it. Not a hard virus, but very, very, very contagious for 2 or 3 days. There's no specific antibiotic for it. Obviously, it's a virus. There's no specific antivirus for it. All you can kind of do is manage the symptoms for a couple of days, and then it goes away. So we continue to be in contact with Mayo Clinic. Monday, Tuesday, we talked to them. I was still admitted to Tampa General. Tuesday, they finally said, "Come on up. We want to see you with our own eyes. We want to check a couple other things and see what else we can do. And there's a chance we may place a stent. And since it's a surgical process, we'd rather have all your surgeries done at the same place. So come on up and see us." So I got to ride an ambulance by myself, feeling pretty decent for 3 hours from Tampa to Jacksonville. So that was kind of cool because I wasn't super sick, didn't feel super bad, just took an ambulance ride. They direct admitted me, which means I didn't have to go through the ER. I didn't have to fill out a bunch of paperwork. I was basically a hospital transfer. Once I got here, Mayo did an MRCP with contrast, which stands for magnetic resonance cholangiopancreatography, which is specifically imaging of the liver, the ducts, the bile ducts there with contrast to see how everything is flowing. The hope was that if there was 1 or 2 mechanical blockages, they could go in, place some stents, drain it out. My bilirubin would come down. My bilirubin's now about 18, 19. They could flush some of that stuff out, and I would feel a ton better. Bilirubin might go down a little bit even, hopefully. And that would be helpful, right? Sorry, I know these talking head videos are super duper boring, but it's the only way to tell you guys what's going on right now. Trying to come up with some new ways. If you have any good ideas, put them in the comments below, and I will try to make these as interesting as I possibly can for you guys. But until I learn some new techniques, this is what you're gonna get. Sorry. So got the MRCP. They said no specific blockages, so no reason to really do a stent. The tools may not even make it to where they need to make it to put one in. If they do it transhepatically, which means they go from the outside of my stomach in with like a drain ball, there's super high risk for infection because now I've got an open cut going through my skin, and they don't want that, and that would have to stay in for anywhere from 1 month to 6 months to help drain, and to have that infection risk every single day is not worth it right now. Everything always ends in right now. They could change their decision in 5 minutes, but pretty much not going to change that decision right now, again. So the only other thing that's happened is since I've gotten here, I have retained a ton, letting that sink in, ton of water weight. Literally, the clothes that I came into the hospital in don't fit me anymore. And so I am puffy, my skin is tight because it is swollen so much. They did decide to give me some albumin, which sucks the water out from just kind of floating around in your skin into your muscles. And then you take Lasix, and that takes it from your muscles to your kidney tract and lets you get rid of it that way. I have, in the last, let's say 12 hours, it's probably been a little bit different than that, but let's say 12 hours, I have already gotten rid of 2.5 liters of just body fluid buildup. So, and I mean, that's a quarter of what I have gained. So, yeah, it's a massive amount, if you can possibly imagine. If you've never seen me before, I don't look like I have that much on me. If you know me, like, for more than 3 or 4 months, you'd be like, so that's where that sits. They're trying to figure out what to do with me right now. Today's Thanksgiving. I was that close to making it without a phone call. That close. She's probably gonna try to call me back. They don't know what they're gonna do with me to send me home right now. I wanna go home. I think I'd like to take antibiotics orally, is my opinion, just because of the ease of regimen. Okay, I'm gonna go before somebody else calls me again. But happy Thanksgiving. Seriously, tell everybody that you're thankful for. Like, I'm totally not the guy that's like, let's hold hands and go around the circle and say what we're thankful for. I think that that's silly and romantic movie type things that you do. But seriously, tell everybody today what you're thankful for. Tell them, if you feel thankful for them, let them know. So, all right, go eat lots of good food. Bye.